Hi. With the budget round the corner, many expectations are being discussed. I'm going to talk about something very specific, which is with respect to acquisition of companies through the CIRP process. As we all know, the IBC code was introduced in India in 2016, but here, even in 2022, there are quite a few contentious tax issues which needs to be addressed. When a company goes through a CIRP process, it goes through what I would like to call is almost a baptism, which means that it's freed from all or almost all the past issues and past baggages are dumped. However, the tax issues, especially the tax issues relating to the acquisition itself, always threatens to linger on. In the recent budgets, in the recent past budgets, quite a few relaxations have been announced for companies going through a resolution process. However, these are not absolute and it comes with riders. For example, losses of an unlisted company, they expire if there is substantial change in shareholding of that company. For a company under an IBC process, there is a relaxation on this rule, and the losses continue even if there is a substantial change of shareholding. But this is subject to an opportunity of being heard given to the tax department. Again, if you acquire shares of a company below its fair market value, the delta, the discount is potentially taxable in the hands of the recipient. There is a dispensation available against this anti-abuse provision also in case of an acquirer of an unlisted company through a CIRP process. But this again is subject to being opposed or an opportunity being given to the tax department to oppose it. What is interesting to note is that this particular dispensation that I spoke about to the recipient of a shares having acquired the shares at a value lower than the traditional fair market value is available only for unlisted companies. It's not available for quoted shares. Why I say it's interesting is that because the parent legislations, the legislation which governs the issue of securities in case of listed companies, ICDR, that itself provides a dispensation. Chapter 5 of ICDR, which is in almost totality, especially the valuation rules with respect to issue of securities in case of listed companies, they are not applicable in case the issue is being made to an acquirer under a CIRP process. However, the tax laws still intends to benchmark it against the market value of those shares. Now, we have all seen in the recent past that the market value, the quoted value of listed securities which is undergoing a CIRP process does not really reflect the true value of that. It is mostly speculative trade. This itself has resulted in only a few months ago SEBI to revise the regulations with respect to listed companies going a CIRP process, knowing very well that because there being a very limited public float of such companies, the price discovery mechanism is not adequate and it does not give a fair representation of the price. That's why those relaxations, those changes have been made in the SEBI regulation. The tax law should also take a cue from these changes and not try to benchmark the issue of shares to an acquirer of a listed company going through a CIRP process with the market price of those shares. One of the other issue which has always been there is that there is no relaxation available with respect to write back of liabilities. Now, if a company is going through an IBC process, there would definitely be write back of liabilities. Some of these write backs would be also taxable or under the normal provisions of the law. If you do not provide any relaxation on specific relaxation with respect to taxing these in case of company going to a resolution, you're potentially pushing these companies towards a liquidation, because a resolution is a process of arriving at the most suitable way of acquiring a company or carrying forward the business as a going concern. If you burden that process with a tax liability, you would probably make such acquisitions unviable. Thank you.